March Madness 2019 68 reasons to root for the 68 teams in the NCAA Tournament. Duke Blue Devils with All-American power forward Zion Williamson. Perennially hateable Duke has the most likable one and done star since Anthony Davis. Gross. North Carolina Central Eagles senior guard Larry McKnight Jr. has an adorable relationship with coach Lavelle Moton's son. North Dakota State Bison. North Dakota State started off 2-7 before winning the Summit League tournament. Why not root for it? VCU Rams. VCU might have to make a run without its best player after guard Marcus Evans suffered a knee injury in the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament. Central Florida Knights. Taco Fall, the 7'6" Senegalese center whose name is pronounced like taco, is actually really good. Mississippi State Bulldogs. After a disaster season for the UCLA Bruins, it would just feel sort of right for coach Ben Howland, perpetually underappreciated at UCLA, to make a run. Liberty Flames. Liberty will be a popular upset pick in the 5-12 matchup. Virginia Tech Hokies. Remember that time coach Buzz Williams led the Marquette Golden Eagles to an upset against the West Virginia Mountaineers, then celebrated by dancing to John Denver's Country. St. Louis Billikens. St. Louis has 4 players who shoot at least 40% from three-point range. Maryland Terrapins star center Bruno Fernando possesses a bizarro blend of post-passing ability and rim-running athleticism. Belmont Bruins senior guard Dylan Windler averages a double-double while shooting 42.0% from three-point range. Temple Owls. Shiz Alston Jr. Great name for a LSU Tigers. The NCAA is definitely rooting against them. Yale Bulldogs star shooting guard Mayi Oni could be the first Ivy League player drafted into the NBA since 1995, and he was at one point committed to Division III Williams College. Louisville Cardinals Jordan Nwora is averaging more than 17 points per game this season after averaging only 12 minutes per game last year. The star forward is Minnesota Golden Gophers with bushy hair, a patchy beard and a devastating array of post moves. Forward Jordan Murphy has a spectacular old man game. Michigan State Spartans guard Cassius Winston, better known as Cash Winston, was Big Ten Conference Player of the Year. Cash is money. Bradley Braves. Some hometowns on Bradley's international roster: Douala, Cameroon. Abi, South. Video by Sports Illustrated. Virginia Cavaliers. Right now, Virginia's biggest claim to fame is being victim of the sport's 2 biggest upsets, first against Division II Chaminade University in 1982 and last year to the UMBC Retrievers. The Cavaliers have Gardner Webb run and Bulldogs. Gardner Webb is in the tournament for the first time. OLE Mississippi Rebels. When a pro-Confederacy rally was happening at OLE Mississippi, several rebels decided to take a knee during the national anthem. Oklahoma Sooners. Without Trae Young, Oklahoma has turned a team of former role players into a tournament team. Wisconsin Badgers All-American forward Ethan Happ is a truly old-school player, who averaged 17.5 points per game despite being physically incapable of scoring outside the paint. Oregon Ducks. Oregon underachieved all year, then got in by winning the Pac-12 Conference Tournament. With former McDonald. Kansas State Wildcats forward Makal Mawian was born in a refugee camp in Egypt after his parents fled South Sudan. UC Irvine Anteaters. UC Irvine will be a popular upset pick after a dominant 15-1 Big West Conference season. Villanova Wildcats. Villanova might be America's favorite dynasty. Villanova plays St. Mary's Gales like usual. St. Mary's is Team Australia with 5 players from down under. Purdue Boilermakers. For a lot of this season, Purdue has just been the Carson Edwards show. The All-American Old Dominion Monarchs' Jeff Jones has coached all season despite an ongoing battle with prostate cancer. Cincinnati Bearcats. Jaron Cumberland, the American Athletic Conference Player of the Year, is the type of do-it-all guard who can single-handedly win games in March. Iowa Hawkeyes guard Jordan Bohannon takes more than 70% of his shots from three-point range. Tennessee Volunteers small forward Admiral Schofield has probably the best name in college basketball and is a legitimate star. Colgate Raiders. A long drought is over for Colgate, which is in the tournament for the first time since 1996. North Carolina Tar Heels Kobe White's hair might be the best thing about the guard, who earned all-conference honors. Iona Gales. Iona's only NCAA tournament victory in 1980 was vacated, so the Iona is technically the team with the most tournament appearances without a win. Utah State Aggies guard Sam Merrill averages 21 points while hoisting up 6.5 threes per game. Washington Huskies still think defense wins championships? Roll with Washington. Auburn Tigers star center Austin Wiley missed the entirety of last season because of the FBI investigation, but decided to come back to school for his junior year to help Auburn make a run. New Mexico State Aggies guard A.J. Harris is a driving force for New Mexico State's offense, and he's just 5'9". Kansas Jayhawks. Somehow, they're an underdog. After losing the big Northeastern Huskies all-conference guard Vesa Pusica found his way to the United States by reaching out to Jonathan Givney when Givney was running. Iowa State Cyclones. No school does the rotund wing better than Iowa State, and Talon Horton-Tucker is the latest in a line which also includes Royce White, Melvin Ahem, Georges Niang, and Deont Burton. Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State's hopes hinge largely on forwards Caleb and Andre Wesson, brothers who are following in their father's footsteps playing for the Buckeyes. Houston Cougars. Houston was almost Cinderella last year, but the Michigan Wolverines escaped a first-round upset with a buzzer beater. The Cougars came back. Georgia State Panthers. Forward DeMarcus Simons is a potential NBA player who trails only R.J. Hunter on Georgia. Wofford Terriers star shooting guard Fletcher McGee broke Stephen Curry's Southern Conference record for career three-pointers. Seton Hall Pirates guard Miles Powell is Seton Hall's only returning starter, so he's averaging 22.9 points per game out of necessity. Kentucky Wildcats. The Blue Devils are loaded with one-and-dones, and Kentucky is building a team they. Abilene Christian Wildcats. Abilene Christian is in the tournament for the first time despite dismissing its leading scorer in February. Gonzaga Bulldogs. At this point, Gonzaga might have the best program that has never won a national championship, and this really could be the year. Fairleigh Dickinson Knights. Fairleigh Dickinson has an assistant coach named Bruce Hamburger. Prairie View A&M Panthers. Prairie View A&M ended a long drought with its first tournament appearance since 1998. Syracuse Orange coach Jim Boeheim, 74, uses freshman guard Buddy Boeheim mostly as a designated three-point shooter. Who doesn't love a Baylor Bears? Remember when Yale upset Baylor in the first round in 2016? Well, Marquette Golden Eagles All-American point guard Marcus Howard averages 25 points per game, the most for any player outside a mid-major conference. Murray State Racers G.A. Morant. Florida State Seminoles. Like usual, Florida State has a legitimate giant at center with 7'4" Christ Kamach, and the Seminoles' best guy is 6'10" power forward Mfionda Kabengele. Just a comically, Vermont Catamounts Ernie, Everett, and Robin Duncan are only the fifth trio of brothers to play together. Buffalo Bulls coach Nate Oates was a math teacher at a Michigan high school just 6 years ago. Now he has Buffalo. Arizona State Sun Devils shooting guard Luguentz Dort, the Pac-12 Player of the Year, might be the most overlooked freshman in the country. Street. John's Red Storm. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech shared the Big 12 title with Kansas State because of All-American shooting guard Jared Culver, who could be a top 5 pick in the 2019 NBA Draft. Northern Kentucky Norse senior forward Drew McDonald, a Northern Kentucky legacy, picked the Norse as they transitioned to Division I and quickly became the best player in program history. Nevada Wolfpack. Nevada is transfer Florida Gators. Florida's spectacular run through the Southeastern Conference tournament only ended when controversy struck against the Auburn Tigers. Michigan Wolverines guards.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,